Hello, book lovers and storytellers. Welcome to Reader's Magnet featured author interview. I'm fascinated to introduce our author as she brings us to a different dimension of creativity. She published her debut book to give us curiosity and courage to explore, be inspired, and imagine and create something out of her imagination. Let me welcome Eileen Ferriter, author of the book Sailing in the Milky Way, A Passport to the Unimagined. Hi, Eileen. Welcome to the
Hello.
show. How
Thank
are
you.
you?
I am good.
Yes, I know you have a lot of things to tell us about your book, but please, who is Eileen Ferriter and what is the book is all about?
Okay. The whole way the book started is I was going through a life transition. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Getting older, got laid off from my job, kids grew, moved out of the house, and all
Right.
of a sudden I was trying to imagine my own future. And so writing this book about exploring using creativity, imagination, was a way for me to make it through this phase of my life. And I thought it was also something that all ages, can relate to, although it was written as a children's bedtime,
Mm-hmm.
storybook. I think that, people throughout their lives go through transitions and need to readjust.
Right. Wow. That's a fascinating story. I guess the book really is there just for us to be inspired with life stages. And regardless of what age you are currently in, transitions and processes in life is really hard. That's why I really need something to read at and to look at just in case for us to be reminded. Do you
Right.
agree? Yes. So the book is was published last year. So
Mhm.
far, with that being said, what is really your inspiration as to how you and why you write the book?
Yeah, like I said, it started with what was happening to me, in my personal life, and
Mm-hmm.
not working. I thought, well, this will be fun, and
Right.
it was fun. But the inspiration came from my background. My trade is design. I'm a graphic
Mm-hmm.
designer, but I paint, as a hobby, and my
Mm-hmm.
paintings are whimsical, and they've got a lot of movement, a lot of color. And I had at one point thought, oh, these could make really nice greeting cards. So I started writing haiku poems to
Mm-hmm.
match the different paintings, figuring they also have some whimsy. There are 5 syllable, 7 syllable, 5 syllable poem. And I never did the cards and kind of packed them away. So when I decided to do the book, I went to them for inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the paintings I had done was a sailboat in space. And
Mm.
my haiku, the first line, the 5 syllables were sailing the Milky Way. And so I
Wow.
right. So I was lucky in that I had saved those, but a lot of the paintings that I had done were sailboats and water and waves. And so each of those had, a haiku poem written. And then, I did some, things with galaxies and stars and moons. But during the pandemic, I had started a series of dragonflies, and
Mm.
they symbolize bringing the light or bringing change. And so they were separate. I didn't have any haiku poems written for them, but I had the art. But I
Mm-hmm.
had brought sailboats into those paintings or the galaxies from my past paintings. And so it was a matter of fitting them together. It was like I was 70% there, but without a storyline. And it was like finding how all the pieces fit to the puzzle, and it
Aw.
to work.
Nice, nice. Wow. Well, apart from being a painter yourself for several years, I totally get the inspiration from because from transitions and stages to one another, I guess this is really your heart speaking and expressing what's on your mind and what's on your soul. And the book is just, the book is just the product. And this is more of Eileen, speaking to her readers. Now, I believe that this is your other way of expressing your thoughts and your opinions. But when you begin writing the picture book, do you know what the ending will be, or is this just a abstract imagination and endless exploration of thoughts?
I don't know the ending. I think when I started, it was more the idea of
Mm-hmm.
exploring. And again, for me, dreaming or imagining. And
Mm-hmm.
um, the process is fun. Like when you come up with a message and you
Mm-hmm.
have the images and you start developing it, the ending kind of arrives. And with this book, my last page was actually, I hadn't thought of it at all until the end. And it went in, it made it in because it led to the possibilities of other books being written, other journeys happening. And even if I don't write another book about a journey, that last page still works as a closure for the book.
Nice. Well, I think also it's essential for children to really understand not just the pictures or the illustrations, but also the idea behind. Picture speaks a lot of things, and with children's mind on it, being curious and being imaginative with things, for sure, you can definitely get their heart out, Eileen. Can you show us a copy of your book, please?
Oh, yes.
There you have it. Wow. Sailing in the Milky Way. I was wondering why Milky Way. When I read the book, I was really wondering why Milky Way. Can you tell
Yeah.
us the reason behind?
Well, like you say, it's funny because it was a painting and it happened to be one of my favorites. And it's so,
Uh-huh,
so I
uh-huh.
can't even show it because the painting doesn't
Right.
look like the cover. But I think once I reconnected with it, like I said, I had what I wanted to write about, and
Mm-hmm.
that one particular painting was the inspiration for what I was going to use as a
Mm-hmm.
backdrop for the message. And I think that for children, it's
Right.
kind of fantastical, like something that is made of dreams or like you say, imagination. And I don't know, it puts them somewhere different. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it happened. It just
Right.
it was set up to happen because of the cards. I felt like it was a gift.
Well, but apart from just a merely imagination, Eileen, for sure it will really teach children to become mature emotionally and really to adopt and be receptive with transitions in life, because all ages can definitely go through transitions, and at the early age, much better if they experience such things and open their imagination and creativity. Do you
Mhm.
agree?
Yes. Can I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's funny
No.
in setting up the storyline. I first had
Mm-hmm.
it just about Yuri the Dragonfly, and then
Right.
I decided to do the two-page introduction of a child being put to bed and asking for the story. And I think for me, it was important to have
Mm-hmm.
the pictures that show like a tenderness or first excitement in the child's eyes when asking, and then the soft
True.
eyes when the parents are saying we're going to do it. So there's this beginning where the child that's actually getting read to
Mm-hmm.
is put into the story, but then the first two pages of the story being told, it's then about Yuri's, the dragonfly's parents, who, in a loving way,
Mm-hmm.
encourage them to go on. So that the young dragonfly is being encouraged by a safe space. It's
Mm-hmm.
his parents, doing it. So those images as well, I think, for kids feel that safety. So it goes from being comforting to them feeling safe, and then it opens up to the whole exploring and the
Mm-hmm.
imagination and such. So hopefully, the kids, get into
Yeah, and for sure, parents and children out there will really love the book. It's not just a very vibrant picture book, but it speaks love and emotional support from their parents.
it. That's the
Yes.
hope.
So Eileen, you're a grown up. So is it
Yes.
hard to write about things that capture child's imagination? You know, their attention span and whatnot.
I think, like you said, part of the setup was my struggling with trying to ensure that
Mm-hmm.
I captured them. Um, and, it is some work. I think you need to um, put yourself into their place. I think we all still remember to a great degree being young, um,
Exactly.
but you do have to pay attention to keeping their attention. And one of the things that I also see the book is doing is with a younger child,
Mm-hmm.
the images might just be something that they're staring at, like a magnifier. But as
Exactly.
they get
Exactly.
older, the imagery of the pictures bring the older child into the adventure. So I think even with the young ones, if they don't quite understand that they have something to look at that's engaging. So,
But
like I say, yeah, and if I did
right.
succeed, this happened, I'm sure I'll find out with, sales.
Right, right. But again, I think nothing beats like reading the book, holding the book with your parents and a child together, reading it as their bonding time. And that's for sure something that Eileen has very inspired to look forward once you have the book, guys. Now, Eileen, what do you want your readers to learn out from the book, or any message for your readers?
I think that for me, part of it is a relationship with parents and children. I know when
Mm-hmm.
I was a young parent, or my children
Mm-hmm.
were young, um,
Mm-hmm.
there were certain stories that they did want to hear over and over. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that this is one of those storylines that helps parents and children bond. Because for parents, I know that it's fun to watch your kids learn a story.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right, right.
they start remembering the images, they start remembering the next line. And so I hope that this is one of those books that gets pulled out often and not read, just once, to a child. I'm hoping that it's set up so that it's read over and over again.
Thank you very much for that, Eileen. Um, I really appreciate you having the show. It teaches us a lot of sentimental values, and at the same time, I appreciate the beauty of creativity. Thank you. So
Thank you.
there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Eileen Ferriter, author of the book Sailing in the Milky Way, A Passport to Unimagine. You can definitely have her book available in Amazon and Barnes and Noble. You can also catch her on the upcoming American Library Association. See you there, Eileen.
See you there. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Eileen. Bye.